This COVID pandemic has posed unprecedented challenges for our restaurant, and like many others, we rely on our tourism and hospitality industry. We've done everything we needed to do for our employees. It was our commitment to them to keep the doors open. They're the heart of what we do, and they have a heart for service. From the beginning, our customers, our team, and our community have been the top priority. We have adopted a highly infectious disease control policy and sanitation guidelines to help our team prepare and respond to COVID-19 while keeping our doors open and maintaining our level of service. Through the pandemic, we have been able to get federal assistance and program grants to help keep our doors open within the last 2 years. Our employees have been able to get PUA, which helps supplement their loss of wages, and we are very thankful for that. If you have any questions or concerns regarding federal issues, please reach out to your congressman's office.
Thank you for the unemployment assistance.
Thank you for the federal funds.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
I know you guys are probably like, so many commercials, Candy? Too many commercials? Hey, well, it's a sign of our success. And thank you to our advertisers for trusting us. Thank you so much. And I appreciate your patience. But you know what? These are quality commercials. And to be completely like honest with you, well, I mean, it's not like we'll turn down money. But if you notice, we're actually, we go out of our way to actually promote our advertisers. Like, it's because we actually like the stuff that they do, the products that they have and the services that they give. And of course, one of them, like my favorite thing here at Ignite, I'm at Ignite in Derdo, and I get the Powerball. It has 20 grams of protein. It tastes really good. I actually don't like the hemp seeds that they normally put in it, so I asked him not to. Eric got himself a strawberry, it's not called strawberry banana. It is basically a strawberry banana. Yeah, it's a strawberry shortcake. That's what it's called. But it's a strawberry banana smoothie. Anyway, thank you so much. It is 10 a.m. Monday morning on the 21st, right? The 21st of March. There's 10 days left in this month. The quarter is almost gone, and you know what? We're just that much closer to the election. And why does that matter? Well, because if you're tired of things, then it's time for changes. And I'll talk a little bit about the Attorney General's office in just a second, but what prompted me to want to go live this morning was while I was at the gym. And P.S. I'm sorry about what I'm wearing. This is sweaty. It was what I was wearing at the gym. I showered, but I was forced to use this because the shirt that I put on, I thought that I could dig into, the skinnier portion of my closet. I was wrong. Eric had to use scissors to literally cut me out of my shirt. Anyway, I digress. So while I was at the gym, Johnny showed me the headline from the Pacific Daily News, and I admittedly I don't normally read the PDN. Okay, so the only real sources I go to on Guam, if of course not candid and direct sources, right, are Cousin Ray's studio, and their news source is the same thing as ours. It's the Guam Daily Post. So anyway, Johnny sends me this article from the Pacific Daily News, and it got me upset because for a bunch of different reasons. So the PDN, Steve Tiaco, the reporter, he's hopped on to something that we've been covering for more than a year now, and it's the Ukadu land scam that we call it. It has to do with a lawsuit in the Superior Court of Guam that was filed by the government of Guam and GWA against Cortec. And it's over a piece of land called Lot 10184-7 in Ukadu, Dedado. And by all accounts, and literally by every legal document filed over the Guam Department of Land Management, Cortec International owns this property. And they never asked GWA to pay rent or back rent. They just allowed, ever since Cortec acquired the property in 2015, they allowed GWA to continue operating the Northern District Wastewater Treatment Plant on it. Very significant piece of infrastructure and pieces of equipment, so significant that its expansion and upgrade is the only civilian project funded by the government of Japan in relation to the military buildup on Guam. But let's not go down that tributary in this discussion just yet. And if you want to update yourself about the details of the story, you can look at our coverage on our website, candidnews.com. Just search for Ukadu, UKUDU, and all the tags that we've done in that story, they'll appear. You'll see all these stories. It's quite an extensive investigative series about this Ukadu land scam. And the land scam is not that Cortec, the private owner of the land, scammed anyone. The scam is that the government of Guam is trying to essentially steal more of the property than they have already stolen from its encroachment into a nearby lot 10184-6 that Cortec also owns from a purchase made via an auction, a legally binding auction in 2015 from Unix. Now, and Cortec has a mortgagee's deed to prove this, a mortgagee's deed that has it owning lot 10184-7, which has a certificate of title to the private landowner, and it does not state GWA. And all of this happened over a series of transactions from 2002 through 2015. Not only does Cortec have the legal documents showing that it owns this property, but since 2015, if I can remember correctly, it's 2015 or 2016, since it is on the land, has been assessed property taxes on the land by the Guam Department of Revenue and Taxation and has been paying the property taxes on that land. The government of Guam itself, which is suing Cortec to take this land back, is the entity that has said Cortec owns this property and has taxed it. Now, here's a problem that I have with screwed by, and you know what, to be fair, the reporter really is just parroting what GWA General Manager Miguel Bordallo at GWA is telling the reporter, and based on its news releases and filings in court. But this article makes it sound like Cortec has screwed over the government of Guam, and that couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth, or that is the furthest thing from the truth. And the other problem that I have with this is why is the news defending the government? The government is the single most powerful entity on this island in our country. The government doesn't need anyone to defend it. Our purpose in the news is to defend us, our private interests, our rights as individuals and companies and organizations against the power of the government. And here is a clear-cut case of the government using its extraordinary powers to infringe on private property rights. And we should all be concerned, because if GWA can do this to a company that has the resources like Cortec does, GWA can do it to any single one of us. And that is what the news should be defending. The rest of us and our rights, and not the government of Guam. Why would anyone in their right mind defend the government of Guam as though it needed some defending? It has all the power in the world. It has the power of eminent domain to take property from us, but to provide just compensation. That's exactly what is being requested in this court case. So, and it's not even like Cortec was the one that sued for this to happen. It was GWA and the government of Guam that sued. Now GWA is asking in the court saying, oh, let's pause this whole case, this case that they asked for, because they're not winning in court. And they don't want proper relief in court. What they want is to continue doing what that is steamrolling over a private property owner so that it can do exactly what it wants. So it can cover up the mistakes that it's made. And not just the mistakes I'm not talking about the mistakes of an entity, I'm talking about the mistakes that people, managers within GWA made that screwed over this entire process of expanding and improving and providing wastewater treatment that meets the demands of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and provides the capacity needed for the military building, upon which the government of Japan gave $100-some million to GWA for this to happen in a grant application submitted by GWA to the Office of Economic Adjustment within the U.S. Department of Defense. In that grant application, knowing that they did not have site control over that property because of this issue, and then lying to bondholders about its ownership of this property and not disclosing to bondholders that there were significant problems that came up and arose during this itself brought. We should all be asking ourselves, we should not be defending a government of Guam agency like GWA. What we should be doing is asking how the hell they screwed this up. Inverse condemnation costs that will cost us a lot of money, a lot. And you know what? And so I asked Eric. Eric's my camera guy right now. He's our chief of production. He's with me here today. And I asked him to write down, in case I forgot, that the second thing I wanted to talk about, which was related to the first, is transparency within the Office of the Attorney General. But I'm on such a roll that I actually remembered it. But hold on, let me just take a bite here. The Attorney General's office. I think it's their whatever litigation division. I'm sorry. I can't read lips. Oh, the three letters are calling? Got it.
No, they're the office.
Oh, okay, got it. So, we've asked the Attorney General's office because they're the ones who are representing the government of Guam in this lawsuit against Cortec to essentially steal property that Cortec legally purchased. The AG's office recently joined a GWA motion in the Supreme Court of Guam for interlocutory appeal. And so we asked the governor's office whether either Director of Land Management, Joe Borja, or Governor Lulian Guerrero herself authorized the Attorney General to join this lawsuit, because the client is the government of Guam, not the Attorney General. The Attorney General is the attorney. And we asked the governor's office, and the response we got back from the governor's office, from their legal office, was you're going to have to ask the Attorney General's office that. Which, first of all, I think is such a cop-out. Because why are you referring us to ask your lawyer that? You're the client. and you're not like a private sector client, you're the government of Guam, you should tell us whether Director of Land Management Joe Borja authorized this, or if the governor authorized the Attorney General to do this. But okay, be that as it may, fine, we'll ask the Attorney General's office, and we did. And that was last week, and to this day we have not received a response from the Attorney General's office as to whether the Director of Land Management or the Governor of Guam herself authorized this to happen. And if not, if they didn't authorize it to happen, who did? And why? Why is the Attorney General's office dragging the government of Guam through this Calvo era policy that is going to cost us a lot of money at the rate that this lawsuit is going in the Superior Court of Guam? There's just so many questions that we have to ask ourselves and that we should be asking the government, but our government is just so non-transparent. The Attorney General's office just does not want to answer things that make the Attorney General look bad, because according to its prosecutors over there, all the Attorney General ever cares about is what he looks like in the public's eye. You know, the next viral video that comes out, whether he's looking good to the public. Sad state of affairs that we're in, ladies and gentlemen, because while our Attorney General is looking out for headlines and screwing over his prosecution division, such an important case as this, he's being completely silent about it. It's almost as though it doesn't matter, but it does, because it is an assault on rights, property rights, something that affects all of us. And if GWA loses, and loses in a trial setting, the inverse condemnation cost can cost all of us as ratepayers of GWA. So, you know, hopefully our leaders get smarter, but thankfully, if they don't get smarter, there is an election in November, so we can just replace them. You guys have a good day. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my Powerball.